Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany,
And I'm Cynthia.
and today we're talking about season 5, episode 22, titled The Abbey, air date May 8th, 2002, and the synopsis is.
With it being the end of the year, Joey and Audrey move out of their dorm. In Cape Side, while Audrey hangs out with Dawson, Joey decides to visit her dad in prison, only to find out he was released. Meanwhile, Dawson receives a phone call from their agent saying that a big producer in Hollywood wants to make something out of their film. Also, Jen and Jack decide to take an adventurous vacation at Costa Rica.
Okay, so it opens with everyone in the dorms throwing water balloons and w
Water guns.
water guns and stuff at each other.
Hmm.
I mean, can you even do that?
I don't think so. With that kind of building, it looks really old, and they would want to
Like,
preserve it for as long as possible.
yeah, I would think it'd be like historical or something.
Yeah, so that water would do some damage.
Yeah, to all the wood.
Mm,
Yeah, I was
yep,
like, I don't know if that's believable. I
right.
feel like someone probably was like, oh, I couldn't do this in college, so let's do it on the show. Could be.
Yeah. Hmm. And then when the girls are in their room and then they get a knock on the door and they open the door, they have their water balloons ready to aim at whoever's on the other side, and they do, but before they can even realize who it was, it's already happened and they just see Wilder standing in front of them, soaked.
Okay, Wilder, what now? I mean, didn't he go away?
Yeah, and I thought he didn't want to see
Uh,
Joey again.
yeah, which meant story ended, which meant you go bye-bye. I mean,
Hmm.
so yeah, so then, and it was weird too. Like, why is Wilder in Joey's room? Because then she like lets him in and Audrey's like, "Oh, gotta go." And I'm just like, "What? Why is he in her room though?
Right, yeah.
He couldn't call her down like
To his
to his
office.
office. I just don't get
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, he should have. I guess he
Like,
wanted to surprise her.
I don't care what. Like, you just had like somewhat of a relationship and it was wrong. So yeah, let's go to your dorm room.
Hmm.
No, bad on all levels.
Yeah, so he came by to hand her the Worthington Literary Review and shows Joey opening up to the certain page where her story was published, the one that she wrote at the very beginning of the year about Dawson and the kiss. That's what it's titled to. That's the kiss.
Oh, and I also wouldn't have minded if it was like in the hallway somewhere
Hmm.
where like you ran into each other or something, but to actually go to that person's dorm room and go inside,
Hmm.
that's where you crossed it.
Yeah. Well, he's already crossed a lot of lines, so I guess he doesn't have
Well, I
nothing to
know, but
lose at
I'm
this
saying
point.
yeah, but in this episode, it's like, why are we going backwards?
Hmm.
Because then they hug, and I'm like, great, now they're hugging. Like, I mean, I don't get it. Just go away. I don't care about him.
Well, it turns out he is leaving. He's retiring to go back to writing his novels, so he won't be a teacher anymore. So at least he doesn't have a chance to be involved with his students ever again, hopefully.
He can retire at however old he is.
Go from teaching, yeah, or just take a break. They didn't really give too much detail. And then Joey was kind of like bummed out about going back to Cape Side, but she's only going back for the summer, but she says going back feels like two steps backwards, even though college felt like she was going forwards. But she's only visiting there for the summer. It's not like she's going to be there for good. So,
Yeah, I think she means like if she goes back to Cape Side, she's going to turn into her 15-year-old self.
well, and like
Like,
what, not want to leave or,
no, just, she's kiddish, childish.
hmm.
She thinks she's grown. I don't think so, but she
Oh,
thinks
okay.
she's grown and matured and everything. And I don't think she has, but she thinks she'll just revert back to her old ways.
Hmm.
And I mean, especially probably with Dawson, being there too, I think, we know
Hmm.
their pattern.
Yeah.
So, and in college she had to move forward because there was nothing else she could do.
Mm-hmm.
She had to start over. She had to make new friends. She had to do things on her own, which she's never done before.
Mm-hmm.
And she relied a lot on Dawson
Right.
and Cape Side. And so I think maybe that's because then when she goes back to college, she'd have to retrain herself all over again.
Right. Yeah. So then at the restaurant, Pacey comes in. Apparently, he's only 4 minutes late. And Alex makes a big deal out of that
Well, and it's weird
because,
because she just walked in and was like, yeah, like, I have an announcement. I need to talk to you. And then all of a sudden he
mm,
walks in. Like, she didn't say anything important yet.
yeah. Yeah. So apparently, there's investors coming tomorrow for a luncheon. So everything has to be perfect because, they'll decide if they're going to open a second restaurant in Philadelphia. So,
Hmm. Yeah, and then she just snaps at everybody, though. I mean, like
hmm
Snappy the turtle.
yeah. And Pacey kind of snaps back, like with the menu. She wanted the duck, something duck or goose pate or something like that. And Pacey says that they've all flown down south for the winter. I mean, north for the winter. Nope, south for the winter. And but he says that he can go down there and get one for her if she needs to. And then, Pacey explains like a
Well,
whole,
don't do anything extra for her. Come on now.
yeah. So he lists like a whole 3-course meal of what he thinks they should make, and I guess they stick with it. And then for making that suggestion, she has him see her in her office and, goes
Okay.
off. Yeah,
Did they have to stand that close?
they do every time.
Like, there's been so many moves going on
Hmm.
since we've met her that it's like, didn't you learn anything?
Right.
Stand 10 feet apart.
Hmm.
Like, seriously, like, she just ruined your relationship, right? Why would you
Right.
stand that close? I'd have stood by the door, like, what do you want? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been like that close. Like, that's just weird
Hmm.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he need to walk around with like a ruler to like separate him? Hmm.
Right. Yeah. So, she's like, if you're going to act this way, you better be prepared to reap the whirlwind because you will lose. But we'll see about that. And then Andrew, the agent, calls Dawson and says that there's a producer in California that
Did you
wants to
see?
see.
Did you see Oliver's face when Dawson answered the phone? He's like, "Oh,"
Hmm. Yeah. Trying to
thinking
listen
he's
in.
gonna be a part of it, even though he tried to destroy it.
Hmm. And he's acting like he's not listening. Then the producer asks if Oliver has any summer plans. So Dawson just says he'll get back to him about that. So then when he hangs up, Oliver's waiting a second, seeing he was going to say something. So then Oliver brings it up and he said, like, Dawson's, saying, like, oh, well, I thought we, went our separate ways and all that. Oliver said that he felt bad about their argument the whole train ride home.
Well, I am glad that Dawson brought it up. Like, what make like why are you talking to me like, you ruined whatever
Hmm.
chance we had and I had to fight for it.
Yeah.
And I was happy he said that because um Dawson,
Hmm.
what does he think is gonna happen? When he tells Joey. Because remember he said, oh, on the phone, no, I don't have any summer plans. Oh. I think his plan was to spend the summer with Joey in Cape Side. Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't go. He should go. But I'm just saying that it's just kind of funny. When he was like, I have no plans.
Oh, to the agent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he should go 100% because
Hmm.
that's his future. That's what he wants to do. Like, he's no longer in high school. You need to do what is gonna move you forward and help you. And if this person wants to guide you in the right direction, then you need to go do it.
Right.
It's just like if somebody called Joey up for what does she want to do? Writing? I don't know. It's like she needs to go do it. So it's, the same thing. But I just thought it was funny because he's supposed to
Hmm.
go to Cape Side.
Right. And then, yeah, so before Oliver walks away, he asks him what he's gonna do for the summer, and he said he's gonna work at the video store in town. But Dawson's giving him another chance.
Oh yeah,
And then,
isn't it kind of weird that Oliver's gonna work at the video store?
yeah,
Because there was somebody else named Dawson that worked at the video store.
hmm
It's like, is that the only place in their town to work?
well, it was the video store in Oliver's town.
I
So
know,
Hooks
but
it.
is that the
Yeah,
only thing they can come up with on the TV?
I guess. I mean, it makes sense too for him to go there because he likes movies, but yeah.
I know, but the same thing Dawson did.
Well, they're kind of the same, so it makes sense. He probably wouldn't be serious about it though. And then Jen and Jack are talking about where they want to go for summer vacation.
Did you notice he said that Graham's is 76?
Yeah, wasn't it just some episodes ago? It was like 60 or 65, something like that.
Yeah,
I
something
think
like
I
that.
think
Yeah, I thought she was supposed to
Audrey,
be in her 60s.
yeah, I thought Audrey said her age in the dinner episode. Like you're a lot cooler for being a whatever year old. I thought,
I don't know, but I was just like, okay, we're actually giving her an age.
right.
Isn't it weird that Jen and Jack want to go to Costa Rica?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of random.
For them, like they're not the vacation-y type people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would go, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
But Jen and Jack don't seem like that type of people that want to go on vacation. Like again, they would just go back to Cape Side.
I mean, they went to Florida for spring break, so
Yeah, but that was odd.
I don't know. It made
They
sense for
only
Jen at
went
least.
they only went to Florida for spring break because it was the 100th episode.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they really would have sent them to Florida for spring break if it wasn't the 100th episode.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because even that threw me off because I was like, who in the group is just, you know, going on vacation? And again,
You
who has money for all these vacations that all of a sudden they're going on?
right. Yeah.
Like Jen and Jack don't work. How are they going to
Mm-hmm.
afford Costa Rica?
I don't know.
Especially when they just went to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. And they want to be there for 2 months too.
Yeah,
So,
that's a long time.
mm-hmm.
A lot of money, but all right. Again, it's the whole Pacey living in a beach house.
Mm-hmm.
Not realistic.
Yeah.
Again, couldn't they pick somewhere out closer
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to go to? But I'm like, really?
Well, they did mention Cleveland.
But again, isn't Cape Side supposed to be nice during the summer?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
So just stay there. Shouldn't you be saving up? Come on now. They're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
broke college kids, I thought.
Yeah. And then Audrey comes back to the dorm where Joey hands Audrey a box of stuff. They're still moving out. And then Joey has her little moment where she double checks, makes sure everything's been, hasn't been forgotten. And then she turns off the light and slowly closes the door, like to
So
end her freshman year.
so when Audrey was like, "Oh, make sure I don't do this next year, whatever it was."
Yeah,
Um,
have shop so much. So she has so
I
much
was
stuff.
yeah, but I was just like, are they gonna be roommates next year?
I don't know. I
Like
I know you can,
sophomore year, do you get to pick your roommate or
I don't
what?
know. I think it depends. I really don't know.
Because clearly freshman year, I don't think you do.
Hmm.
Maybe some places you do, but I was just like, I don't know. Are they gonna be roommates?
Hmm. And then back at the restaurant, they're preparing for the luncheon, and Alex is being picky about every little thing and,
Okay. Yeah.
yelling at
She
everybody.
said, you simple, simple little man.
Hmm. Just because he said things will be okay. And then the other girl, Marie, with the silverware,
Oh, yeah.
she fires her because apparently the silverware was spotty, even though Pacey sticks up for her and says to Alex that she can't fire her because Marie's already working 2 other jobs to help her support her 4-year-old child.
Okay. It was weird because like Alex said, do you have allergies?
Hmm.
So does that mean she sneezed on the
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, well,
But
I'd fire her too. I don't want to eat that. Like eat off of something. Like, ew.
right.
Do you know what I mean? They
Hmm.
couldn't come up with something better. Just like, oh, I don't know. After so many washes, your forks look like that.
Yeah, or she like was continuously breaking dishes or something.
But I'm like, she sneezed on the silverware.
Yeah.
Ew.
Hmm.
Like, I'm glad Alex checked the silverware.
Yeah, even though it was kind of like random, she was just like looking around.
Well, I think she's nervous, but I was just like, honestly, I'll fire her too. You would too. And then when Pacey said, oh, you can't fire her, bull crap, she's sneezing all over the dishes and she's not even rewashing them.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Okay, you sneezed.
Hmm.
Gross. But you at least need to rewash the dishes.
Right.
And she wasn't doing that. So that's just disgusting.
Hmm.
Ugh. You know, that's as bad as like the whole saying of like, don't make your waitress mad because they'll spit in your food.
Right.
It's like, that's disgusting. So the fact
Hmm.
that she's not rewashing the dishes. I don't care that you washed them once. You sneezed.
Hmm.
You know, and it was clearly not just one time because it's like all over the dishes.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It bothered me too. Like, I do feel like Alex had a reason to fire her,
Hmm.
don't you?
Yeah. And then Dawson is working on his old boat. It looks like his old boat anyhow, that he would row on the creek to go see Joey. When Audrey and Joey come walking up, and right away Audrey wants to see Dawson's bedroom. All the teen things happened and all the drama.
Well, I mean, Audrey just seems like a big fan all of a sudden.
Hmm.
Like, she wants to know what every little thing, every little place, like,
Well,
what'd you do here? What'd you do? Like, what does this
hmm
look like? Like, ugh.
well, she wanted to see Grams too, the dinner. She just like wants to be a part of the whole Cape Side
A
friendship
fan.
group. Yeah, well, I think, like I said, she wants to just know more about them and, you know, what happened before that she met them in college.
Yeah, but they don't seem to want to know what what her life was.
Yeah, well, it's just LA. Now they know about her boyfriend, but that's pretty much it, yeah. And then that's when Joey tells Dawson, like, can you hang out with Audrey for a little while? Because I'm gonna go see my dad at the prison. And Dawson offers to go with her, but she says she'll do this on her own. So how long has it been now since she's seen her dad? Like three, two, no, 3 years, maybe?
It was sophomore year, the end of sophomore year.
Okay, so about 2 years. Or yeah.
Three.
No, 3 years, yeah.
Hmm. Oh, so who did Alex say you slimy little cockroach to?
Casey.
It was funny.
Yeah, that was later on when at the luncheon. But before that, Jen and Jack announced to Grams that they're going to Costa Rica for their summer. And so Graham says that she just got off the phone with Jen's parents who want her to visit them in
New York, I
and
think.
well, it says East Hampton. I put on the beach where Jen spent summers growing up. So yeah.
But they don't want to see her. I don't get this.
Yeah, that was out of the blue.
I mean, they don't care. They don't
Hmm.
call her. They don't see her. They
Yeah.
don't ask how's life.
Hmm.
They don't check in, so go away. I wouldn't
Yeah.
go.
Hmm. Yeah, Jen hasn't seen her mom in a while and her dad in like a year or so. Yeah.
Yeah, since her mom barely said goodbye at Thanksgiving, remember, and walked away.
Hmm. Yep. And then at the restaurant, Alex is at the table with the investors. She's announcing that the main course is about to be out, but when she gives a signal by snapping and clapping, nothing happens. That's when she has to go in the kitchen herself and see what's going on. And that's when one of the cooks tells Alex that PC had took all the food to a near by homeless shelter.
And then he brings pizzas.
Yep.
Um, Now I will say I felt bad for the investors.
Yeah, because they're
Like,
expecting something
well,
good to eat.
no, like you invested in this,
Oh,
like the owner or
restaurant.
whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
because they said it was like kind of like gonna be a franchise. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like the owners, whatever. It's like you set this date up, right, to
Mm-hmm.
hopefully have other restaurants, and
Yeah.
then at your restaurant that you have no idea what's going on, the manager is Alex. And then your employees are acting up because of Alex. Like, I feel
Mm-hmm.
bad for the owners. Like, how would you like to be the owner? And it's like, what in the hell is going on in my restaurant?
Right.
Like, I'm really surprised nobody said that. Like, I was waiting for that because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody should have said that. Like, the owner should have been there. If they're meeting with investors, the owner should have been there.
Yeah.
And then they would have been like, Alex, why are the employees like this? Like, they'd be talking to the manager like that. Like, I don't get it. But,
Yeah, because even after Pacey gave a statement, one of them was like, "So no lunch."
right.
So,
And it was like, what? Yeah,
yep, that
I
was his
didn't
only
understand
concern.
that. Yeah, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand that at all. Because again, if I was the owner, I would be so embarrassed and I'd be like, what in the heck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be showing up every day just to make sure everything is running smoothly.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, she was hired to kind of change things and make it better. Well, she clearly didn't. And like, that's
Right.
when the owner needs to step in and be like, I'm taking over.
Mm-hmm.
And none of that really happened. Like it was all about the investors. And it's like, well, what about the owner? It kind of confused me. I was like, shouldn't the owner be there? Hmm.
Right.
Unless that guy that brought up we're not gonna get lunch is the owner, but I feel like if that's who it was, then he should have had more questions.
Yeah. So when Pacey's handing over the pizza to everyone, that's when Alex tells Pacey that he's fired.
Well, then remember she was like, oh, like he kind of like I don't know, in like weird way, like oh he hit on me and stuff, and
Yeah, he's obsessed. Yeah.
yeah, and that's and he's like, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one guy speaks up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then too, like clearly Alex isn't a good manager because she can't control the staff.
Yeah.
Like no one's listening to her. Pacey's handing
Mm-hmm.
out pizza to them
Yeah.
and they're
Mm-hmm.
all concerned with the pizza. No one's listening to her.
Yep.
And
And
also,
then,
who do
yeah,
you think paid for the pizza?
I guess Pacey, I don't know, or the restaurant budget or something. I don't
Well,
know.
that's the thing is like that was my thing too, is again, if I'm the owner
Mm-hmm.
and my staff decided to throw out expensive food or, well, I mean, yeah,
Give it
they gave
away.
us, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and decided to get pizza on top of it. It'd be like, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just one box.
Right.
I would be so mad because I'd be like, that's getting taken out of all your guys' paychecks
Mm-hmm.
because I did not authorize you to spend my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it has to come
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere, and I highly doubt it's going to come from the owner.
Right.
So it's going to come from every employee who's a part of
Mm-hmm.
it, which was everyone.
Yeah. And then Joey gets to the prison to see her dad, but the guard tells her that he was actually released 4 months ago.
Yeah, I was surprised. Okay, no, it's kind of weird because like she went to go visit her dad
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue. Like again, he's been in prison for 3 years. No mention of him, that she cared, remember? Because basically the last thing she said was, I never want to see you. And it was kind of like, what? Like, why is it now that college, your freshman year's over, you're now gonna go visit your dad? I was
Well,
confused.
she told Dawson that she'd been thinking about it ever since she was mugged by what's his name.
Well, then why didn't
And
she
it
go then?
because it was the middle of the school year, she wasn't in Cape Side and she wasn't planning to go back
Yeah,
just to
but
go
you
see
said it's
him.
only, didn't you say it's only a few hours away?
I don't remember how long that was away a long time ago. It was
And the
mentioned
fact,
how
and
far it
then the
was.
fact, well, and then the fact that she couldn't just go there on a weekend.
What was spring break after she got mugged? Or
Yep.
wait,
Yeah. Because
yeah, wait,
yeah,
wait,
spring break was episode 17. And then,
because she was
or no, it
home
wasn't. It
though.
was episode, I don't know what the episode was.
She was home. Remember, she was watching TV the whole time. Can she have seen him then? When was that? I don't remember.
When she was watching TV. You mean during
Yeah.
Christmas?
Oh, was that Christmas? Okay, so that's before she was mugged.
Hmm.
Right. Okay, that's what I was thinking of too. Yeah, spring break. She was in Florida, so she didn't. It's the complete opposite way of
Oh yeah, I
Stateside.
think it
But
was episode 19. But yeah,
yeah,
she definitely, it was definitely after. Yeah, she didn't have to go to a spring break. She could have went to Cape Side and went to go visit her dad.
yeah. I guess she just wanted to have fun and forget about things for a minute. Yeah.
Well, then
So
he really wasn't on your mind.
I guess because now that the school year's over, she doesn't have to worry about school or studying and all that, and she's moved out of the dorm room, so she has like enough time to mentally face him now.
So now that she's back home in Cape Side,
Mm-hmm.
um, does that mean she's gonna help with the B&B?
You would think. I don't know.
Because if Bodie is supposed to be in between the B&B and the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
he's busy.
Yeah.
And when he's not at the restaurant, Bess is taking care of the B&B. But if she has Alexander, it's like she can't be full time. So, like, who else is helping? It used to be Joey.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, nobody. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's realistic.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, and
Dawson.
also too, Audrey is staying at the Potter B&B. So that's
Mm-hmm.
another room being taken up.
Yeah.
So, okay, good with the guests. I mean, it's summertime. There should be
Mm-hmm.
guests.
Yeah. And then Dawson is telling Audrey about the time Pacey first saw Christy when he was 13. And this did
Yeah,
seem
somehow we
right.
got to bring up Christy.
Yeah. It does seem random to bring that up, but I think maybe it could have been the writers like maybe making like poking at the fact that Chrissy kind of looks like busy a little bit, like she did to me. That's the only thing I can think of that they brought her back. But Casey was so determined to kiss Christy as his first kiss and in the rain too, but he never did. And this was just Dawson's way of telling Audrey to not give up on her romantic fantasies. And then that's when
She
Dawson
can
tells
she can give up,
hmm,
in my
and that's when
opinion.
Dawson tells Audrey that he's going to LA for the meeting with the producer and all that. And Audrey says that,
Have you told Joey?
yeah, well, and then he can stay with her in LA too. But yeah, so it is something that he told Audrey first before
I thought it
Joey.
was kind of random because I was like, not that he told her, but like he's gonna stay with Audrey.
Right. I mean, they're
Like
kind of
he's
friends,
not,
but
yeah, but he's not that close to her.
yeah, I mean, I could still see it, but not Oliver. But she said, well, you have to stay with me. She didn't say you and Oliver,
Yeah,
even though
so
he
where's
mentioned
Al?
Oliver. Yeah.
I know. It's like, where's Oliver gonna stay? But also knowing Oliver, he doesn't do boundaries, so he's just gonna live with them too.
Yeah, or just sleep in Dawson's car again like he did the last time they were in Cape Side. Or not Cape
But
Side, back at the Graham's house. Or
but
no,
also
Florida. That was Florida.
Audrey's planning on going to California though. I thought she was gonna stay at Cape Side. She didn't want to go home.
Yeah, well, she said a few days in Cape Side, yeah, and then go home.
So she really is going home.
Yeah.
Kind of weird because she hates home.
Yeah, well, she has nothing
Well,
to do.
remember during break, she stayed at in her dorm. She didn't go home. And that was only a week or two.
Yeah, well, I guess
And
she's
this
not
is
fighting with her
couple
parents anymore.
months.
hmm
And
Yeah, she was fine
also
with, yeah,
and also her parents are gonna let her bring Dawson that they don't know.
yeah, well, I'm sure she's mentioned him to them before because she's probably mentioned
I don't I,
everybody to her parents.
I don't believe that because I don't think she talks to her parents. And remember her mom?
hmm
I don't think her mom listens to anything Audrey says. So I don't think Audrey talks to her. Because it was
Yeah,
kind
I don't
of
know.
like, what's the point of saying anything? Because they don't get along. So I
Hmm.
don't think she said anything. I just think it's weird Audrey's gonna just bring people over and yeah, we're gonna, he's gonna stay here for all summer.
Hmm. And then Jen's listening to music at the house, rock music really loudly, and
Dancing.
yeah, on the couch with her eyes closed so she doesn't see when Jack walks in.
I will say that was cute.
Yeah. So then he turns on the music and asks her what she's doing. She says she's trying to make herself stay calm because when her parents are brought up, she has a habit of falling apart. And then that's when Jack tells her that he's going to cancel their flight to Costa Rica so she can, go to and spend the summer with her parents. She doesn't know if she wants to go yet. She's thinking about it, but she has this whole dancing as a way to process that. So he lets her back to it. And then Pacey is waiting for Alex outside the restaurant for some reason, even though he was already fired. So this didn't make sense to me.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought it was funny though, because she was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I gotta believe that people aren't born mean.
Hmm.
Like, I have to know what your reason is, like why you're so mean." It was
Yeah.
funny.
Hmm.
Um, so he locks his keys, or no, he didn't. Level. Okay, forget that. Okay,
Hmm.
he couldn't start his car, right?
Hmm.
And then of course she then offers him a ride.
Right.
Because she feels bad all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Did he lock his car?
I don't know. It looked like that he didn't because they showed the car again after he got out of it, like as if
Yeah.
he forgot
And then
something or something happened.
well, he ran over to a car, then they showed his
Hmm.
car, and
Yeah.
I didn't hear any lock. I was like, and when we saw him get out of it, it's not like he pushed the lock on the door.
Hmm.
I was like, Pacey did not lock his car.
Right.
What? Like, boy, lock your car.
Hmm. Yeah, because the next scene a little bit later on with them, I thought um, she kind of maybe planned that for his car not to start, so he would have to ride with her, maybe I thought. So that could have been showing that he doesn't lock his car when he's inside somewhere to show that maybe it would have been easy for her to get in and sabotage it so he couldn't drive it. But that's not what happened, apparently. Plus, she was inside when he got there, so she wouldn't have the time anyhow.
She could have hired someone.
Yeah, maybe. And then Joey's talking to Bess about their dad and how he hasn't contacted them since he got out. And Bess says probably he's just, rebuilding his life. And he just needs time.
So I I don't know. Joey. Like, it's weird because Joey was saying how, well, I can help him.
Hmm.
She's in college. She doesn't have time to help her dad rebuild his life.
Hmm.
What makes her think that she does? Like, that whole thing just seemed odd to me. Like, you don't have the time. You do now because it's summertime, but you didn't the past 4 months that he's been released.
Hmm.
Because, Bess is like, if he wants to talk to us and see us, basically, you know, he will when he's ready. But Joey, on the other hand, just wants to take it in her own hands, but it just doesn't make any sense because the girl has no time.
Hmm. Well, it's just because they're families. That's why she feels like that.
I know, but when does she have time to help her dad? When he
Um,
tried to kill her and her friends and like he almost got them killed. And then, I mean, I don't think he would, it's hard because like I don't know if he would talk to her again just knowing he was a bad father.
hmm.
Like for his own personal thing, like not against Joey, but just like I don't deserve to be in their lives, sort of thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind
So
of
I
what
don't,
Audrey says.
yeah,
Hmm.
so I don't know if he would see them again.
Right.
Or maybe he wants to take a year, try to see if
Hmm.
he can change himself before entering back in their lives.
Hmm.
Because think about it. As soon as he got out of jail last time, he went right back to his old ways. He didn't learn
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Yep.
So maybe he wants to, try to see if he can change. And if he does, then move forward. If he
Mm-hmm.
can't, well, he's going back in prison.
Yeah.
But either way, Joey won't know.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was weird because like she got mad kind of like at the security guard for like not letting her in or not knowing that he got released. But it's like, Joey, like you can't get mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get mad at your dad. He's the one that left and didn't tell you that he got out.
Yeah. But she can't get any info about it.
But then
Then the
she
guard,
does.
yeah, I was gonna say, then the guard does tell her about the place he works at.
Okay, but when Joey is talking to um Audrey, and Audrey was saying like how Dawson's like a really good person or whatever.
And would do anything
Um,
for her.
yeah, this threw me off. Um, she said the last time I went to visit my dad, he was with me. Who is rewriting history? This is not how it happened. The last person that went to see her when her dad was in prison was Pacey. He took her, paid the guard off, and then she got to see her dad.
Mm,
So Dawson was not the last person. It was Pacey.
I thought Dawson went with her the second time because they were together as a couple, and that's when Dawson like told her dad, everything about her since he's been in prison that he's missed of her life.
No, that was no, it was because her dad was like asking questions and she got all mad and stormed out. And then he was like, well, she's a good person. She's this and that. No,
Because yeah, he went with her the first time to see him since he's been in prison, and then the second time was with Dawson.
no, Dawson was there the first time because then she wanted to talk to her dad all of a sudden and fix it. And Pacey was with her. So Pacey helped her through it.
Yeah, so I looked it up about visiting her dad in prison. It was actually the same episode, the finale of season one. So yeah, Dawson was the one that went with her first inside the prison, and then later at the end of the episode is when Pacey took her after hours at night. So
Yeah.
you're right. Hmm.
Yeah. So my thing was who's rewriting history because Pacey was the last one that was with you.
Right.
And you wouldn't have seen your dad if Pacey didn't pay off the guard.
Hmm.
So, mm, again, remember when we saw that was like a really thoughtful thing that he did?
Hmm.
Now Joey's just ignoring it as if he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Dawson's the one that would do anything and so thoughtful.
Hmm.
Right. Hmm.
I mean, I can only think that maybe she was talking about if, like, technically he was the last one that went inside to actually see her dad with her while Pacey, like, stayed behind in the back somewhere outside when she saw.
But she said the last time she saw her dad
Okay, I was
in
just
prison.
trying to.
And
Um,
that wasn't Dawson. That was Pacey.
okay.
So the writers trying to rewrite history.
Hmm. And then so Audrey says that he would do anything for her, and that he even drove all the way to Florida from New York just to see her. And this is brand news to Joey.
She's like, what?
Yeah, I guess she didn't even. I mean, it wasn't surprised that he was there to see everybody, but she didn't really think, of course, he was there for her, especially since she was busy with Charlie. So
Did Dawson and Joey have any scenes together?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did she even know he was there? I mean, I would think if he
Mhm.
was staying at the house that she would know, but I don't know. Unless he like left after he saw her and Charlie. I don't know.
Um, yeah, maybe they didn't see each other. Yeah, because the last scene was with her and Charlie. So yeah, she was too preoccupied, and I don't think she even knew that he was there,
But
especially after
wasn't
Pacey told
Oliver
her.
waiting outside? So maybe Dawson did go back with Oliver. once he realized Joey was with Charlie. Because what's the
Yeah,
point of staying?
yeah,
I mean, they just didn't say it, but maybe that's what happened.
yeah, because we just saw Dawson look at the ocean for his last scene in that episode, so I don't know what happened after that. Yeah, he could have probably. Yeah, so I think Dawson only saw Jack and C in Florida. What was there? Wait, then how would Audrey know? I mean, Pacey told her probably. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much it with that. Yeah, so I don't think she knew that he was there at all. Okay, and then what was next after? Um, okay, yeah, so we see Alex and Pacey are in her car now driving to his place. And Pacey asks what's next for Alex, and she says she doesn't know because her life's basically over now that she's lost her job. And goes on a rambling about how she'll just keep going further down to rock bottom, all because of him.
As she's speeding and
Mm-hmm.
speeding.
Yep.
Now, I did like this scene, not of what was going on, but just in like the entertainment value
Mm-hmm.
because the show doesn't do it. And
Yeah.
it was actually like making you like watch, like kind of on the edge of your seat kind of feeling of like what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
Yeah.
going to die? Is she going to die? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not that like anyone's going to jail or anything, but they don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kept me watching of what was
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Yeah. And then it wasn't until she sped up to get in the car in front of her, that's when Pacey put his seatbelt on.
Yeah, I was like, why now are you putting your seatbelt on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're
I
teaching the
mean,
kids at home a lesson, aren't you? Don't by not putting your seatbelt on.
yeah. Was it for the law by then to have your seatbelt on in the car, or was it not? Well, it depends on the state too, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
let me see. Well, in Michigan, apparently it was 1985 here. I don't know about Cape Side, but yeah. And then so Alex just keeps going faster and faster, saying her life's over, and Pacey like kind of starts talking about how his life is over too to like distract her, hopefully to make her calm down a bit. And there's a couple of times where we see the speed of the car, and it was showing almost 80 miles per hour twice. And then there's a like a moment where it's mentioned about 70, like making a sharp turn at 70 miles per hour, but she was already going past 70 at that point. That was mentioned. I noticed. Well, she slowed down a little bit, then sped up again, but I don't think she did.
Mm-mm.
And then to distract her more, Pacey says that something about a fast car and a beautiful woman does it for him. So he asks if he can kiss her neck. So when he leans over, he's like blocking her view so she can't see. And that's when a car is backing out of a driveway in front of her. So she swerves just in time and misses it.
Well,
And
yeah,
then,
because he was like, oh, so he takes off his seatbelt and he's like, oh, well, I mean, my life's over too. I lost my job, and so, because
hmm
he was trying to egg her on so that she would stop.
yeah, it's just like distracting her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm her
But
down.
again, don't take off your seatbelt. Come on.
hmm Yeah. So she makes a spin around at the end of a road just to stop. And then that's
Then
when it finally,
he gets out as soon as he can.
yeah, because it finally hit her. And he even still opened her door, even after he was spooked at this point.
Now, was there any damage to the car?
It didn't look like it, no.
I'm so confused
Mm-hmm.
because
Because,
then when he's talking to her on the side of the road, he says,
mm-hmm.
oh, you did damage to the Porsche. And I was like, huh? What
Right.
damage?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't hit a wall or anything. I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. Made it sound like they crashed or something.
Yeah, I'm like, she literally spun around and stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I do have something to say about that because she
Mm-hmm.
was like, her response was, it's just a rental car. And I was like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I feel like you probably still have to pay for the damage on a rental
Mm-hmm.
car.
Yeah.
Because she said, oh, she's in a rental car. You still gotta pay, girl.
I think she meant like if it's messed up, she can just get another one or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how she's gonna find the money when she's gonna have to put money towards this one.
Mm-hmm. And then Joey shows up at Dawson's to see him, and Dawson asks Joey how seeing her dad went, and that's when she explains a little bit. And then he tells her about the producer in LA.
Well, yeah, because she's like, Audrey told me, you had something exciting to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think it was any of Audrey's business to tell Joey that Dawson, you know, has something exciting.
Right, yeah.
Because Dawson needed to tell Joey whenever he felt ready. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like it was her place to open her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, so Joey's really happy for him and he
No,
wanted to
she's
tell her.
not. That was such a fake smile.
Yeah, she said she was overwhelmed, but I figured in the good way, the news, and he wanted to tell her in the moment when it happened, because she's the person he wanted to share this with more than anyone in the world. And Joey says that's a lot of pressure. She might say the wrong thing, and Dawson says that she's already said all the right things. So that was a nice little moment, but it seemed kind of not so natural because, like you said, Audrey had already told Joey about the hint of him needing to tell her something.
Well, and again, she wasn't, fully happy. I saw the fake smile going on.
Yeah, I think she's just still overwhelmed with her dad too.
No,
And
because she thought she was going to spend the summer with Dawson and Cape Side.
yeah, that too. I was just saying, like, just a lot of things going on at the same time.
Because now who's she going to hang out with?
Right.
Well,
Says
and
for
two,
best.
well, and two, like you would think that she'd be a little jealous of Audrey because Dawson's going to be spending the summer with Audrey.
Mm-hmm. But
So
she doesn't know that,
now, couldn't Joey go to California too
I guess, but I don't,
and
but
stay with Audrey?
yeah, I don't know. She doesn't just, I don't know. She doesn't see the point, I guess. I don't know.
But I feel like Audrey's parents would let Joey before Dawson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we know Audrey's mom likes Joey.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I'm like, can't Joey go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, and she's close to Audrey. I feel like Audrey would be like, hey, you want to come or at least come and visit or something? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, Joey's like, like the whole, I'm not really going to see you this summer. And it's like, but you could.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. And then
And
Alex and
also,
Pace.
and also, he didn't ask her if she wanted to go because she has a summer off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember? Because like when it was Charlie, it was during school, so of course she wasn't gonna go, but I think she may have went if it was summertime.
Yeah.
And same thing here. I feel like she would go if Dawson asks her,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not asking.
Right. And then Alex and Pace are sitting on the curb now and finally taking in everything that just happened. Alex is crying and saying she could have killed someone, then her life would have changed forever.
And it was weird because she said, I really like you or whatever. And then she
Mm-hmm.
puts her head on him.
Yeah.
Then he
Yeah,
puts his
she's
arm around her, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
mm-hmm.
Like, this is getting bad again. Like,
Yeah.
she fired you.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's saying she liked you, even though she made a move on you. You almost slept with, with her. You broke up somehow, like with Audrey. I don't know if you're together or not. Like, it's so confusing. And now, I don't know. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just a lot of red flags of this relationship, whatever, since the beginning, and it's just getting worse and worse now. Lindsay's life, you know, could have been ended this night, even though he was
Mhm.
distracting her, but still, something was
Well,
bound to
she almost
happen since she
killed
was
you.
speeding.
She almost
Mm-hmm.
killed you. I would have got out of the car and started walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never want to talk to you again.
Yeah. But Pace is just that kind of guy that he would stick around like that.
I know.
And then Jen
We
gets done
we
speak.
can't all be like Pacey.
Mm-hmm. And then Jen gets done speaking to her parents on the phone, so she's not going with them after all. She wants to go to Costa Rica with Jack.
And for some reason, Jack keeps pushing her to her parents. Why?
I don't know, maybe because he doesn't have a relationship with his parents. So, because we don't still,
Wait. Well, he can't really.
what do you mean?
Because actor is passed.
Well, yeah, I know that, but we never got an explanation of the character himself, what happened, or his mom either, because technically she would be alive, but we don't know what happened to her either.
She's probably still in treatment. Dad forgot about her and didn't get her.
I guess, yeah.
It just
But
seems
like,
like they forgot about her.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jack just has no parental figures around besides for Graham. So maybe, I don't know, he just wants
But but
Jen to
why?
give, I don't know, just
Like
because,
like he sees what her parents are doing to her.
mm-hmm,
So, and what they've done to her. Why would you be like, go see your parents?
I don't know.
Like, I could see if it was like Jen was like, oh, I really want to go see them. And Jack's
Mm-hmm,
like, you know, you should go, but I'm concerned that they're going to hurt you again.
mm-hmm.
That would have been better instead of Jack being just pushing her. And she's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, because Jen even said that
Because
when she was,
again, why do you want her to get hurt? You're her best friend. Why do you want her?
mm-hmm,
Why are you pushing her to get hurt?
mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Because Jen even said that when she told him no, they sounded relieved. Yeah, so he just says he
Yep.
can't tell her if she did the right thing or not.
Then
And
stop pushing her.
that's when Grams walks in and tells her that if they did find their own way to love her, that this won't be the last opportunity for them to show it.
Well,
And then,
and just because you don't go this year doesn't mean, yeah, if they love you, you can go any other time.
hmm yeah. And then Dawson goes to visit his dad's grave. And that's
Did you
when,
know the first thing he says was he lost his virginity?
hmm
I was
yeah,
like, dang, that's definitely on his mind.
hmm And then we see on Mitch's gravestone his exact age too, which was 46 that he passed away at. And then, yeah, so Dawson catches him up on everything that's happened. And that's when he mentions Joey, how he really wants to be with her. And,
Well, it was cute
he
because
loves her.
he was like, the thing I really want to talk to you about is
hmm
Joey. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
He said Joey Potter too, her whole name. And then it looks like something dawned on him. So he gets up and tells his dad that he'll talk to him about this later and not go anywhere as if that's possible. And
Come
then,
back from the grave.
yeah. And then the last scene we see is that Joey ends up at the store that her dad works at, like Gar told her about, with the college review that her paper's published in. She's holding, and then we just see her walk towards the store. So
I have a
we don't know.
question.
Yeah,
The title is called The Abbey. What in the
right.
world does the Abbey have to do with this episode?
Maybe it's a movie reference. Let me see.
Because I'm so confused.
Mm, yeah, I typed it in, nothing came up. So I don't know.
I mean, it's not like they brought Abby up.
Wait a minute. Might be the location. What is this? Oh, that's a restaurant. That wouldn't mean anything. Yeah, there's a restaurant, I guess, in that state. Massa, you know what I mean? That's called the Abbey, but it's Abbey. Episode's titled Abby. So I don't know. There's no other reference I see on here.
Yeah, I don't get it because I'm like, she wasn't even referenced.
hmm
No one was going into a body of water. Like,
Right.
I guess you could say because Pacey almost died,
Yeah.
but Joey almost died with that. She could
Mugging.
have. I mean, so
hmm
it's just kind of like, why are they naming it the Abbey? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I guess whatever.
hmm
I guess they had no other name. So my high and low. My high, okay. It's not because I liked it. It's again entertainment purposes.
hmm
It was Alex driving the car and Pacey trying to stop her. I only liked it because it was entertaining. I didn't truly like it because Pacey was in the car. Um, but it just kept me on the edge of my seat, which I like. And then the low, mm, I would say Jen with her parents because I'm over that storyline. Like we get it. They don't have a relationship. They probably never will. So move on. What about you?
Um, yeah, my low was the whole speeding race thing with Alex, because Pacey could have got hurt. And then my high was just Jen making the decision to not see her parents for the summer, instead go with Jack because that's what she deserves to do, and not give her parents any time because they don't deserve it. And then rating.
Um, I'd rate this a 7. Wasn't that good.
hmm Yeah, I give it 7.5.
Yeah. And
And
then
then
who's your best and worst?
worst is Alex because she almost killed Pacey and messed up his life a lot too. And then the best was Pacey because he tried to stop her and, just try to, I guess, have them end on a good closure, a good end, even after all the whole luncheon thing, I guess. And then he was still there for her even after they stopped the car and everything. So he just has a good heart. And yours?
So the worst, yes, Alex.
hmm
I can't stand her. Um, and then the best, I picked Pacey too. Um, because I liked that he got her fired.
hmm
Even though in the end she fired him, which
Yeah.
don't you think that they would maybe hire him back because they fired her?
Yeah, I
Like,
would hope
like
so. Yeah.
she's not trustworthy as a
hmm
manager, so let's hire you back, Pacey. Let's see how you do under
hmm
new management.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So maybe he could get his job back. I don't know.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, it was nice that he read that whole letter about how bad she is.
hmm
Um, and yeah, he was there for her when he shouldn't have been.
hmm
But that's just Pacey.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why he's my best too. And then the next episode.
The finale of season 5 is titled Swan Song, episode 23.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast, and give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.